Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my first online, this won't be a lecture, but online conversation with you. I hope you're all doing well. I miss seeing your faces. I just wanted to spend a little bit of time going over to the revised syllabus today. I told my kids that I was thinking about wearing my pajamas to record it because I thought it would be funny, but they thought it was a dumb idea. So you don't get to see my one-piece red pajamas, but in any case, I am hiding in my bedroom from my children because they are all over my house, and it's proving a little challenging to get work done here, but I'm doing my best. So I've kind of, if you read the message I sent earlier, reconceptualized how this class is going to run, and talked to a bunch of folks who have experience doing online classes, and so I'm breaking the class up basically into weekly modules where the discussion will be this active, engaged discussion on Canvas, and there'll be some recorded lectures like this one, but you'll be looking at a PowerPoint. And so I just wanted to use this kind of as a practice for both of us to get used to this way of communicating. And I'm going to go over some of the changes that I got on the syllabus. If you look on Canvas, you will see that the new course schedule will be going live soon. And the syllabus is available. Oh, I didn't put it up yet. It will be available on here very shortly. So take a look for that there, and I'll be sending it around by email as well. But everything you'll need is going to be on this schedule here. Okay, so you'll notice my office hours are going to be by appointment. So if you want to talk on the phone, or if you want to talk to me on video chat, we can use Zoom, or if you have a Apple thing, we can use FaceTime, or we can use Google Hangouts if you have that as well. I'm actually going to put my phone number in here so that if you want to talk, or you want to text me with a quick question you have or whatever, you are welcome to do that. This is my cell. So that will allow us to, for me to be answering your questions as needed. Okay, so I am not going to hold the class, as I said on that message, synchronously, meaning we won't all be sitting in class at the same time. But what I will be doing is having drop-in Zoom meetings, so we can talk about, this is primarily for us to talk about either the requirements for the class, you can ask questions at the start, or to really have conversations about the reading materials and the lectures and stuff. So I'll be just hanging out in Zoom. Anybody can drop in. I will hang out from probably 10 to 10:15, and if nobody shows up, then I'm not gonna just sit there. So if you want to talk to me, then at this time and participate, then please come in by 10:15. If you want to chat privately, that's fine too. The conversation can go all the way up to an hour, as if we're having a class discussion, and we'll figure out what works best there. So I've left the things in the syllabus that are relevant. I put yellow highlights and stars on anything that's new, so you can draw your attention to that. I've basically designed the rest of the semester as if we're going to be online, and if things change, then I'll readjust. But for now, this is just how I'm conceptualizing it going forward. I think it makes things a little simpler for me and maybe for you as well. All right, so this is all the same. You can take a look at it. Okay, so evaluation. So basically what I've done is taken a look at, we've done about half the semester together in person. So here I've got the first half of the semester is worth 32%. It's less than half because obviously your final project is worth a big chunk, even though you're working on it throughout the semester. So I'll be, as I'm trying to get all these materials online for you and everything organized for the online course, I will be chipping away at all the old grades, putting them all on Canvas and sending you feedback for anything. I'm behind on that because I've been spending my time working on converting all my courses to online. So from the first half of the class, you can see the attendance and engagement were worth 10%, discussion boards were worth 5%, each of the quizzes was worth 5%, and then you'd done these two parts of the Health on Campus project already. So then from now till the end of the semester, the graded components will be worth a total of 68%. The discussion boards are going to be worth 25%. That's not including next week's discussion, which we're going to have on Livingston. So that leaves 5 weeks of discussion, 4 on the Rutledge Handbook chapters and 1 on the presentations that you're going to put together for your classmates to look at, and then I'll have you respond to discussion boards on that. I'm going to talk to you in a whole separate video about what those discussions can look like so that they're active and engaged. The Livingston discussion will be run similarly to the other discussions. It's just it will have its own separate kind of component. And then you'll have a short themed response paper, which is up there already. It's due on the 30th. That's the Monday at midnight. So the week after you're done with the Livingston project. And then the Health on Campus project is remaining basically the same. You can see I've taken out the last quiz because the quizzes are to sort of drive you to engage with the readings, but the way I'm running the discussion boards now are going to do that, and I'll explain to you how. So we don't need that quiz, and I'm trying to simplify things so every week sort of looks the same. This all remains the same. And in terms of the Health on Campus project, we're going to do that mostly the same. I've sent out a survey today to you all. I'd like you to answer it. Today is the 18th. It's a Wednesday of March. And so then I'll get a sense of where you're all at, and then I'll basically plan for what each group needs to do going forward. Okay, so assignment descriptions. These are different. So this class is now structured around in-depth and engaged reflective discussions. So this is going to be the sort of heart of the course, the major component of the course, apart from the continuing on with your Health on Campus project. And I modeled this discussion after best practices for online courses that I've been studying over the last few days. So I'm going to provide a video explaining what I want out of the conversations, but basically each week you'll have some reading to do, and then sometimes some videos and clips to watch, usually a lecture by me. On Sundays, the discussion board for the week will open. I don't want you to post before Sunday because I want it to be a sort of active conversation over the course of the week. So that's why I'm going to have you post on multiple days per week. So you can't just go in and get it all done at once. That way we'll be responding to what other people are saying and engaging with the conversations that are happening on the discussion board. So then by Tuesday at midnight, you need to respond to the big question that I'm going to ask for the week. We're going to revolve the whole conversation around one big question. It might have multi-parts. And then by Tuesday at midnight, you respond at least to that big question, if not more things. You're going to be required to post on at least 3 different days of the week in order to then you'll go and you'll read what people responded to your thing, you'll answer them, you'll respond to other people's posts that they write, and so that there is a back and forth between participants. If you only go in and do it at one time just to get it over with, then you're not going to be engaging with that conversation. And then you'll be required to make at least 6 substantive contributions or quality posts, and I'm going to tell you all about what that means in a little bit, to the discussion thread during the week. And here's some examples, and I have a rubric for you as well. And then obviously I want you to engage in good communication practices. I'll talk to you more about that. The Livingston discussion assignment will also take place on the discussion board, and it'll be very similar to that, except that you will be only having a conversation within your group. So you'll post questions to your group members, you'll answer your questions, you'll answer the questions that your group members pose, and then you'll engage in conversation with other people's responses, a sort of back and forth. So it's not just like, okay, you go in and you answer each question once with quality posts, but you also go back in and see what other people have said and then respond to that and try to make it a really active, engaged conversation. I've eliminated the presentation component for this assignment, but I've made the discussion worth more. The Health on Campus project, we're going to need to provide more information on that later. That's not determined yet. It will depend on how you answer the surveys. It's going to give me some ideas about how to move forward. Then there's going to be a Zoom drop-in once a week, which I mentioned already, from 10 to 11 on Thursdays, and here's the ID for it. And then I'll have a virtual office, and I'm going to check this every day. So if you have anything you want to ask about that you'd like, the kind of things you'd ask at the beginning of class, like, are we supposed to do this in APA format or whatever? And then if it's not a question you need an immediate answer for right away, I'll probably check these in the mornings and in the afternoons during the week. But if it's not something you need an immediate answer for, then it would help other students to have this sort of virtual office so they hear the responses that are happening, just kind of like what we usually do the first 5 minutes of class. The Canvas policy is unchanged, that you're responsible for what goes on Canvas, but it's more important than ever because it's the only way I have to communicate with you now. So I won't be able to see you in class and say, for all of you who haven't read Canvas, blah, blah, blah. So this is really important. These rest of the policies all stay the same. And then accommodations, just the update to this, if there's anything related to this new way of doing discussions that means you require different accommodations, and I don't care if it's a documented disability or not, just let me know. So if anything about the way we're doing this is posing challenges for you, let me know and I'll come up with a way to accommodate that need. Okay, so that's basically the bottom of the syllabus. I'll post this on the Canvas page. Again, you're going to be going to this new course schedule for online courses. I've kept the old one on there in case you want to compare or remember when you turned something in a while back or whatever, but this is the new living one that you're going to click on and then you're going to use. So when you click on it, you'll see this is just the first week that I've got completed. So you're going to read Livingston chapter 5 to the epilogue. So you're going to want to have that read by Tuesday so that you can answer the big question. The group discussion, or sorry, my mistake, that one, I don't ask a big question. Each of you are going to ask your own questions and then respond to each other in this discussion on Livingston. I've asked you to do this as soon as you can, but by the latest by the 24th. And then here's the drop-in Thursday Zoom meeting. That's the same link for every week. We always use the same Zoom number. So let me just click into the group discussion on Livingston so you can see what that looks like. So this is my view. Yours won't look like this, but I've divided you all into your separate groups. So you're only going to be having a conversation with your group. So by Tuesday, the 24th at noon, you're going to post 2 good questions as replies to this thread. And then by Thursday at midnight, respond to each of your group members with a quality post. And then you should have a total of 6 quality posts. So in addition to responding to each group member, you'll post back and forth minimum. So if you have things to respond to for other people, then you can do it. But you have to have 6 sort of quality posts, and I'll explain what those are. And then it says here you should post responses to questions on at least 2 different days during the week, and that's again so that you're looking at what other people say and engaging with it. Here's the rubric for this. So this Tuesday and Thursday deadlines are sort of different than what they'll be for the rest of the week. Normally you'll have to respond to my big question by Tuesday at midnight. So this week is going to be a little bit different. If we go back to the home page, you can see I've got the Zoom meeting here as well. If we go back to the online course schedule, you can see the HOC progress survey. This also is going to be where you add to this thread. And again, these are divided up by your groups. So I can look in at each group and you're only having a conversation with each other. When we have the big discussions going forward after next week, those ones will be the whole class all together. All right, that's it for this video. I will be back soon with another one.